Sam, just I guess the same question to you, that this has been an election fought with the shadow of the pandemic in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Luckily, the campaigns were much shorter, but we are once again seeing the same worrying spikes even where you are, is it not?
That's right, Vasu. I come to you from a screening center which was launched yesterday, a 24/7 screening center where COVID positive patients would be screened, evaluated after an X-ray, a CT scan and blood count, after which authorities would decide whether they should get back home for home isolation or be sent to corona care centers or hospitals. This is in an attempt to make sure those who are critical would get beds, and those who may not require hospitalization would get back home or to corona centers, so that the hospital beds are kept for the most critical positive patients. And yes, till February, Tamil Nadu had brought the pandemic under control. The numbers went down as low as around 200. But after the campaigning started, it just went out of control, and now it's touching around 20,000 every day. Chennai crossing the 5,000 mark, and that's the big worry. And although the health authorities and election commission had made it mandatory for the political parties to ensure social distancing was followed, hand sanitizers were used, masks were used, but it was largely violated, and there was no mechanism in place at that point in time to ensure these norms were followed. And many now blame it on those campaigns, be it both by the ruling party or the opposition or the other new parties responsible for this kind of a crisis. But authorities say elections could be one reason, but they also blame it on COVID fatigue by people, where largely people themselves violated. There were also reports of the spread through family functions, weddings and funerals where there were large-scale violations. One candidate from Srivilliputturu, Madhav Rao of the Congress, died. It will be interesting to watch that particular constituency results, but that's a tragic situation. The candidate could not campaign, he died. And before the elections, Tamil Nadu also saw at least 2-3 lawmakers, including a sitting MP from the Congress, Vasantha Kumar, a minister, Durai Kannu, and also the DMK lawmaker, Palakadi Anbalagan, losing life to COVID. Right. So many other leaders also, including Kanimoli, Durai Murugan from DMK, and many other MLAs, including a minister, Kamraj, had contracted the virus. First election after the two iconic leaders, Jayalalitha and Karunanidhi, died. Yes. The DMK out of power for 10 years. The AIADMK, the ruling party, trying for a third consecutive term. Also in the fray, trying to carve a political space for themselves. M&M chief Kamal Hassan, Dinakaran, and also
and of course, Sam, we're going to see how the exit polls actually pan out when you look at those, because it is a state which is fascinating political equations.